think about yourself. Really think about yourself very deeply. What do you see? Do you see a picture of yourself? Well, this is your self-image. And your self-image is impacted by many different things. For example, situations you enter, experiences you have, and of course, what you focus on. Self-image is the perception you have of yourself. And it can be either negative or positive. Now, obviously, you want to make it positive in order to increase your level of confidence. Now, let's consider an example. Let's imagine that you are a 27 years old businessman. Now, your self-image will depend on the situation you enter. For example, when you enter the office after a very successful project, you have all the people behind you, the entire team, you feel like this top dog, this alpha male, you managed to make something happen, you just made that great deal. Your self-image is amazing, right? It's very positive, you feel powerful, you feel like you manage the world, right? You are the winner. But then when you go for the Christmas holiday to your old village where you used to live when you were younger, you may encounter some people who will remind you of your old life. And let's say that in the past, when you were in the secondary school, you were bullied by some people. You were this shy kid who never had friends. Now, it will definitely impact your self-image because you will go back to these experiences and maybe deep inside you will start feeling not like this big businessman, but like this kid, the 16 years old kid. Well, it's not like your self-image is like a flag, changing its direction on the wind. You have some sort of core self-image, but as I mentioned, it can be impacted by many different situations, experiences, and your focus. Eben Pagan says something very interesting about self-image. Namely, many people who lack confidence and self-esteem, they have this picture of themselves in their mind, and it's almost as if they take a black marker and they black out one of their eyes or a tooth, for example. So essentially, they cripple themselves, and as a result, they don't value themselves enough. And it's a very sad situation because there are so many people who have so much inner potential, which is lost because they lack this confidence. They look at themselves and what they see is this, crippled person. So how can you impact your self-image? How can you make sure that your self-image is more positive? Well, there are a couple of different ways. For example, you should definitely visualize yourself as the person you want to become. So don't think of yourself in the context of who you are now or in the context of your past, but visualize yourself as the person you really want to become. So for example, if you just finished university, don't think of yourself as a graduate, okay? You're not a graduate. When you see the picture of yourself, try to alter it so you see yourself as the successful business person. Because if you do it, it's going to kind of trick your brain and you will start believing that you are actually successful. It's really, really amazing. The truth is that many successful people in the history of the mankind visualized who they wanted to become before they became that successful person. I mean, really think about it. There are so many examples. I don't even want to mention any of them now because there are just so many. But all the successful people, first of all, they had a dream, right? They had a dream, they had a belief in themselves. They knew, they had this inner conviction that they can achieve something great. They saw it in their mind and then they went for it and it materialized. So the same thing can happen to you. If you want to become more confident, you have to perceive yourself as a confident person. Whenever you catch yourself thinking about yourself and seeing this crippled picture, stop, all right? Stop and change it. It's going to make a big difference. One of the most important things that exert an influence on your self-image, your level of confidence and self-esteem, is your inner talk, your inner dialogue. Because the truth is that the most important conversations you will ever have in this life are not the conversations you're going to have with your spouse or your business partner or your boss. The most important conversations you will ever have are the conversations you have with yourself. Now you may think it sounds crazy, but this is the reality. We all have conversations with ourselves, right? You wake up in the morning and you start saying to yourself, you know what, I'm so tired. I need to go to work again. I don't want to go to work. I want to watch some movies, all these different things. And it's this stream of consciousness in your brain. Now, many of us think that it doesn't have any effect on our mental state, on how we perceive ourselves, but this is not true. How we think about ourselves and about the world, our internal dialogue has a huge impact on our level of self-confidence, our level of self-esteem, and on our self-image. Catch yourself whenever you think about negative things. And I'm not talking simply about thinking about yourself. I'm talking about thinking in general. Don't allow yourself to think about negative things. For example, when you wake up in the morning, you look outside the window and you see that it's raining. Stop yourself before all these negative thoughts come to your brain. Oh my God, it's raining again. Oh, what a shitty weather. I don't want to go to work. Stop yourself. Pause. Analyze the situation. Could have been worse. Bring some positive thoughts into your brain. Because the truth is that you can never have this extremely positive, powerful self-image with all these negative thoughts. Also, when you enter social situations, take your focus off yourself. Because what most people do is, when they enter any social situation, for example, a business meeting, the moment they open the doors, they start thinking, oh, what these people think about me? Am I dressed well enough? Will they accept me? And so on. This negative inner talk. Sometimes it's easier not even to switch your thoughts to more positive thoughts, but to simply switch your focus. So instead of focusing on yourself, on what's going on inside, you can focus on what's going on outside. So start thinking about all these people, right? So when you enter the room, instead of thinking, oh, will they approve of me? Am I dressed well enough? Think, oh, this guy has a very nice suit. I'm so glad so many people showed up. Think about what's going on outside. And thanks to that, you will take this focus away from yourself and you will not even have time to feel bad, to feel uncomfortable. Confidence will grow.